Hello YouTube, Robin Hood Bricks here, and it's Brick Hole O'Clock, with a package from a subscriber and two small ones from bricklink.com. Right, well as usual, I'm going to start with the subscriber donation one, because it is the most important, and if you want to send a package to a future haul, you can to my PO Box address, which you can probably read a bit more clearly here. But I'm going to tuck into this because it's very exciting. And I get something from one of you. And I've got, oh golly, all sorts of goodies in here. Got a letter. I've got lots of pictures. And what looks like a minifigure selection. Oh wow. Oh wow. I think these are actually either custom printed ones or, I don't know, very expensive official ones. I don't really know. We'll find out, I'm sure, in the letter. And a massive stack of shiny photographs and stickers by the looks of things. But let's get to the letter. Hello, Robin. Thank you for the continued entertainment with the channel. The Brick Hall videos are a great favourite of the minifigs in the town called Malice. I'm sure anyone who's ever placed orders for supplies acknowledges the time and considerable effort this takes. Do you have any special time-saving secrets that you wish to share on this, please? No, I just trawl through it. I tend to do it with the TV on sometimes as well, if I'm watching something that isn't taking my full interest. Not to mention the pressures and expectation of producing and posting 3 videos a week. Do you ever get a day off or get time to spend with Mrs. Hood? ? Yes, I do, but it is a hard balance, and unfortunately, I do feel a great deal of pressure to still keep up with my schedule when something goes a bit wrong. Recently, work's been crazy busy, and that's why I did that kind of set of those adverts, because I just couldn't really cope. But I do kind of like to be busy, so it's not all work as far as I'm concerned. Anyway, back to the letter. All is well with the minifigs in the Malice. The newly elected Mayor David Watts was disappointed with the article in the News of the World reporting the recent planning application for a much-needed base plate extension to the town had been refused. I think that's code for the wife hasn't let you expand your city. Minifig's views on going underground are now being canvassed. Oh, so I see you're actually picking out loads of the Jam titles for tracks. The Jam, there we go, across the town is considerable, only allowing for the Malice Scooter Club to get to meet every other Wednesday for That's Entertainment Brick Hall Social Evening. Recent In the City weekends has allowed for the design and creation of additional minifigs, including the Hoods, Luna, 8 years, and Mrs. Hood, and Rue, 35 years plus, for Robin, who have been joined on their postal journey by Lester. Right, so that must be these. Let's get these out. So I don't know if you've printed these at home. So there's Leicester, who's the kind of one that's available from the Leicester Square flagship store in the UK. I've got him on a bus stop, but I could definitely use that wonderful waistcoat elsewhere. So that's fantastic. And these two look bespoke made. So we've got Robin on a little special printed Robin brick with what looks like a lady's torso. I've got to say, you've given me boobs. I'm not sure if I'm happy with that, but a nice brick Nottingham reverse side there. I wonder if these are the right way around. Yeah, this one's got a pink bow on it. Yeah, I'm not too happy about these man boobs, I must say. And then we've got another sort of corset green for Mrs. Hood, which I really like, and a nice dress piece. Mrs. the Best Hood. Oh, that's really nice. She'll like that. She might want that on her desk, you know. So that is really good. Really nice to see those. I don't have a goatee or tash or tufty hair like that, but nonetheless, you don't know that, so that's fair enough. But they're really good fun. So my question to you is, have you printed those, or are they sort of those new Lego sort of flagship store printed ones that you can kind of make? I'll be interested to know that. Tell me in the comment section if you do know. The lack of expansion is of concern because time is short and life is cruel, but it's up to us to change this town called Malice. Obviously, you're a massive Jam fan. It's a good thing I recognise what on earth you were talking about. I hope the enclosed figures and sticker sheets can be used around Brick Nottingham. Wishing you continued and deserved success, Rue and Luna at NG22, which I think is meaning somewhere around about the Nottingham area. So, right. Well, they're brilliant. Apart from my boobs, I'm not too sure about those. So, yeah, apologies about that. A replacement will be accepted. Let's take a look at these photos and the stickers. So we've got extra stickers of some minifigures that I keep saying I'm going to make these into some sort of advertising billboard, and I think I really should, because these ones are exactly the right size, aren't they? Oh golly, and there's loads more there as well. So I mean, you must be able to do a sign for kind of a building merchant or something like that. So they're really good, actually. I like those. And then these are all photographs. So this, oh golly, no, there was another sheet there that fell out. Just little icons. Oh, so I could use some of these for record covers, couldn't I, in my upcoming record store? So that will be good. Yeah, lots of little ones there. Yeah, planes, aircraft, lots of minifigures. Fantastic. Brilliant. So loads of lovely stickers. And then this must be the town called Malice. So what do we got? Wow, a very tall lighthouse. Golly, that is crazy tall, with the obligatory seagulls, of course. Fantastic. Nice big beach scene with what looks like some beach football going on, or soccer if you're from the US. Loads of umbrellas. Then what looks like a park, I think. It looks like there's some sort of concert going on in the park. Very busy. Yeah, I think that's a concert over there. Then we've got a building, construction site, street scene. Is that another park? Is that a kiddies park? Can't really... Oh yeah, it's got a slide and stuff, so I think that's a kiddies park as well. So I can see why you want to extend. Well, every Lego collector does, don't they? But I really like what you've got. I like your construction crane. I love the fact that this is crazy tall. It's really good fun on some nice rock builds as well. So it's a good mix, like it. Oh, here we go. Much better close-up. Oh, and there's all your mods on their scooters for your Jam fans. Yeah. Oh, and there we go. What's that say? Land for sale. All right, so that's an empty plot. Oh, so you can build on that then. Get rid of those useless flowers and build a great big building if it's for sale. Then we've got a band. Ah, that must be the Jam playing, presumably. Yeah, very good. There's the beach closer up. Yeah. Oh, with him being tugged along in that little yellow one. That must be one of those ones where you get bumped over the waves. Very good. And along the long road there. Yeah, I really like that. Good view. Yep. And it seems to be very fashionable now to build it all on tables rather than on the floor like I did when I was younger. Brilliant. So thanks very much for those. I always say that I really enjoy receiving letters and photographs just as much as bricks, and it definitely is true. So if you want to do the same, please do to my address. Right. Let's get on with these packages then. So I'm going to start with this one. And the idea behind this one was to get a few parts that I need to finish off the development of my new lime green train, because you'll know that I've been doing a few videos on that recently. That's strange packaging. And yeah, there are sort of old details on there. And essentially, whenever you do one of these designs to sort of improve on the original set, essentially, obviously, you need loads of new parts to do it, and sometimes quite specialist ones. So that's what this package was about. So we'll see, obviously, the obligatory stuff for under the sea and so on, but also loads of lime pieces and hopefully a few windscreens that I'm going to be using on a train. Not this one. Golly, this is quite hard to get into. And it's sort of got two different boxes in one, which is very odd. So... oh. You know, some people really don't want there to be damage to the pieces, and they just wrap things so well. There we go. I think that's everything. Right, that's empty. Is that empty? Yeah, talk amongst yourselves. Yep, there we go. Right, this is it. So it's not actually that much for that amount of effort getting into it, but there we go. So let's get started. So probably the most important piece is these windscreen pieces, which do have this fire kind of sticker on, but that really isn't essential at all. They'll be coming off. And I need these for my, well, cockpit pieces of that new lime train. So this is a much better shape than that curved one, I think. I've been looking through all the past ones, and I think this is going to work quite well. As I say, I'll pull off the sticker, and I bought 3 of these just in case one was quite scratched up. They all look grubby, but I think they all look all right. Maybe one, I think this one's a little bit more scratched, but I think they'll be all right. Now, these should be quite easy for other people to get hold of as well, in that they were in 9 sets total, rather than me getting something crazy rare that was only in one sort of very hard to get set. But the one with a fire sticker at least came with the 7238 fire helicopter from 2005. So yeah, I'm looking forward to using those. They look rather good. A lot more sort of streamlined than those weird round ones that come in the train as it stands out of the box. Anyway, so that's them. While we're on cockpit pieces, I was sort of looking for these and found these. And I just thought they were really beautiful, actually. Really nice pieces. And although grubby as well, I think these will wash up rather well. So these are from only one set, 7931, the T6 Jedi Shuttle from 2011. And I've got no idea how I'm going to use them yet. I thought I'd just buy them because they weren't very expensive. You could almost use them for the glass dome of a train build, observation car or something like that. They look rather smashing for that. I could even use them kind of vertically. There's some sort of gothic great big window in a building. Sort of studs on the side type build, don't know. Could almost use them under the sea as the same sort of gallery window, or maybe one kind of that shape. That looks rather fantastic, doesn't it? Or maybe I could use them back to back as some sort of cockpit or something. Almost looks like a World War II plane cockpit, doesn't it? Yeah, anyway, that has got endless possibilities. So a very interesting piece. And with this sort of white detail in the for the sort of grid between the glass, I think it would be really interesting to incorporate with white bricks. So give me your ideas for that. If you've got a preference to the one that I mentioned, or if you've got a brand new idea, then do let me have it so we can get these into either the city or the cabinet, 20,000 bricks under the sea. But yeah, I think they were a very good speculative purchase. Yep. So going back to that letter, it really does pay when you go to a Bricklink store to go through absolutely all the categories. I know it takes an absolute age. I usually skip some of the technical ones and things, but you never know when you're going to find a gem like this, or maybe a gem like this. Now, I have had this barnacle piece before, but I haven't had it in this sort of marbled, sort of bright green thing. It was in the catalogue as trans green. I'm not sure if that's technically right. If it was trans green, then it'd be unique to the set 8920 Elic. No, not Eric, Elic. But that is a very nice piece nonetheless for Under the Sea. And I wish I had that headpiece actually. Elic's head does look absolutely fantastic if you ask me. It's got interesting feet as well, but I'll use this spine piece probably as some sort of grass, and I should be able to sort of twist it to an interesting angle or even twist it laterally like that to make it have a really interesting shape. I mean, look at that. That looks really interesting already, doesn't it? Yeah, so that is really useful. Cool. Now, I've got an absolute ton of these. They're all fitting into 3 bags. These are just those sort of old-fashioned arm pieces, but what's absolutely great about them is that they just move in all sorts of different angles, and obviously you can make a very tall and interesting plant. And given it's in trans orange, I can use this on the very bottom layer of my cabinet, and you know, it'll all glow like absolutely crazy. And a few people have got these, but they've all sort of got like 3 or 5 pieces. And, well, you just can't build a huge clump of some kind of glowing radioactive grass with that. But you can when you've bought this many. I think it was, how many did I get? 149, I think was the number. So that is absolutely brilliant. I'll probably not need any more now, but there's an absolute load of those. Oh, look, some of this has been built into subsections. That's useful. So I can sort of show you that it's really easy to get some sort of natural sort of angle of absolutely any direction using these. So I think they're absolutely brilliant. So great to have a decent number of those finally. Other parts for my train build just include some white jumpers just to recess the driver doors, because I'll be adding driver doors as part of that latest version of my build of the express train. So that's good. I've also got loads of these in trans neon yellow. Oh, and I've got one more of those Dr. Inferno sort of stickers. I'm not buying it for the piece, I'm buying it for the sticker on top. That was part of the jet ski on the 8632 Swamp Raid set from 2008. Already got an absolute load of those, but I'm going to need them because, well, you might be able to feel it in the air, but there's a Dr. Inferno build coming soon. So I'll probably be peeling these stickers off using my patented hot tea technique and sticking them onto something else just to give it that Dr. Inferno air, because you know what he's like. He likes putting his logo on absolutely every flat surface, which is a bit odd because usually baddies like to sort of remain incognito and, you know, beneath the surface, but he's very much into his publicity. So lime plates for my build, some more lime in here. I've got 3 lovely kissy faces because I absolutely love this head. I mean, I like both sides, but I absolutely adore the kissy face side. That's from the Series 12 Fairy Tale Princess. And I guess it's because I'm a bit of an old softy and I probably want a few couples very much in love smooching around my city. Maybe, you know, on a fairground ride or something like that on the Ferris wheel. Who knows? But really nice to get some different faces. So some smoochy, loved up faces is very much good if you ask me. More plates, more of these arms, but in blue. Not so many, unfortunately. More of those kissy faces. Well, I got 5. Golly, that's definitely enough of those. I don't need to buy any more of them. And there was something else in that bag. Yep, here we go. Check that out. I bet you haven't seen that one before. So this is a Scala piece, and it's actually a towel bar. So it was supposed to be mounted on a wall like that and to support a towel. And it's in the colour light yellow, which is very rare. It's not the same as the kind of light yellow that we have now. It's called bright light yellow, I think. But this was in 7 sets back in the 90s, including 3243 kitchen. And you can see it there with a towel on it, which makes a lot of sense. And I just bought it because I was interested, really. So I'm going to try and attach that to that. Yeah, it does attach to studs like that. So we'll need some studs on the side, though it doesn't work if it overlaps. It's going to have to be exactly the right number of studs. I just thought it was interesting. For a railing in the street, maybe, or even for a sort of, what are those things that they sort of do a rail slide on in a skateboard park? I was thinking it kind of looked like that. Yeah, almost looks like one of those things you'd get the mud off your shoes with as well, but it's probably a bit too big for that in minifigure scale. But anyway, that's really interesting. And I thought I had 2 of those, to be fair, but I only seem to have 1 at least so far. That's annoying if I've only got 1. Then we've also got the pizza costume from the Series 19 pizza costume guy. Put my teeth in. And I've got a few of these now because I'm planning to kind of make a massive, massive pizza, either for the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles to be eating or maybe as a 3D sign. But I've since got the Duplo big pizza piece for a 3D sign. So I don't know, but I've still been buying those. So anyway, watch this space. Bit of cardboard, plate. Lots more lime pieces, most of which aren't of note. 1x1s and some 2x6s and so on. But these ones are of note. So I've got, well, lots of profile bricks in here. Dark bluish grey and white. Lots of those. But what is really interesting is these lime ones with the groove down the middle. Now, not a very interesting brick, usually, but it is in lime because it's incredibly rare. And I got these because basically I wanted to have some sort of texture on the side of my train locomotive. So these are unique to one very small set, the 4490 Republic Gunship Mini from 2003, where they're on the nose of that ship. Just 1 in each set. So just getting these 6 is 6 sets worth. So yeah, they are quite difficult to get hold of, which is probably a bad idea for me to incorporate it in my build if other people are going to copy it. But they don't have to. They can just use a regular 1x2. But I'm going to need 4 of these for that build. I got 6 just because they were very cheap. And I thought just in case one was damaged, which one even might be. But on the back, that doesn't really matter. So yeah, they'll just add a bit of very needed texture on that sort of lime pointy bit on the front of the express train. More plates. More of those bits. Interesting. Why they're in a separate bag. Some more of these sort of orangey sort of, is it a rock, is it a coral, is it a creature type pieces? I think they're from Life on Mars sets, I forget now. And very importantly, though I don't know why I bought quite this many, some trans red slopes. Because again on that train, we've got trans light blue headlight bricks, which are these slopes as well. And somebody pointed out very cleverly that I needed 2 red ones for the back. They won't be lit because the battery box will be right up the other end, but it'll still look good, I think. And these are relatively hard to get hold of, and they haven't been in any recent sets. They have been in 12 in the past, including 4 that I will need. No, hold on, I only need 2, won't I? Anyway, there's 4 in the set 6328 Helicopter Transport from 1998. Which has a very interesting trailer base there, actually, doesn't it? Anyway, yes, so therefore my train. And do you want your Bedoying now? Yeah, the person who gave me that idea, here is your Bedoying. There we go. So lots of bags, and then one last bag with stuff in it. More trans neon orange to sort of attach bits and bobs to under the sea. One of those in medium blue. Trans medium blue fluoresces as well, so that's really good, even though it hasn't got the word neon in it. Oh, I'm a bit upset that I haven't got a second one of those. I'll have to mention that to the vendor. And then this. Oh no, Robin, why have you bought that? What are you going to do? Well, don't worry. Right, so first of all, this is a character called Raskus from the Knights Kingdoms, I think it was, set 8772 from 2004. And it's not for this weird face or this sort of strange head shape that I bought it for. I'm actually going to ignore it and kind of turn it 360 if it will still work, just so I've got a blank kind of domed piece. And it's my first attempt to try and use the crown that I got on a previous haul as kind of a statue somewhere in my city. And if I have the face backwards, it'll just look like it's made out of stone in a dark bluish grey colour. And I'm not that impressed so far, I must say. I was hoping that I'd fill it a bit more. Maybe it would if I had it the right way around. Yeah, the chin's a lot lower. I suppose what I could do is try and rub off that face using an abrasive. I mean, that's kind of cheating. I don't usually do that sort of thing, to be honest, on my channel. But yeah, it's just an idea to try and make this into a stone statue that was maybe broken under the sea, or, I don't know, being transported around the city, or goodness knows what. But I kind of thought if I did that, it might work, because it is the sort of piece that will fit from that same range. Yeah, I'm not sure that was that successful, but it was pennies, so I'm not too upset. Good, right, so there is box number 1. I'm just going to shove all of this back a bit. So we've got a bit of room for box number 2, which hopefully I can get into a bit more easily than the first one. Can't work out which bit I've got to cut yet. Here we go, let's try that. Now, if that opens with just that, then it's the absolute opposite of the last one. Oh no, there's a little bit more. Oh, well, that was quite easy. Now, this package is very special in a way, and it's a bit of an extravagance because it's some quite valuable pieces, but quite a small order as well. And I had to go to Norway, of all places. Norway! Yep, Norway. To get these because, well, they're very special for some very special individual projects. So, where shall I start? Possibly with the smallest but most significant. These are incredibly hard to get. They're like hen's teeth. And they're only available, one of these tiny things in one set, that they did give you this sort of obligatory spare one. And it's kind of this biohazard. I'm going to have to hold this with my fingertips, aren't I? This kind of biohazard little 1x1 tile. And that was only part of the Ultra Agent set, the 70169 Agent Stealth Patrol set from 2015. And I do have this and the spare. One goes on the front of Toxikita's kind of armour, and I put the other one on her kind of mech thing that she rides. And I wanted 2 more of these for a different build. Can anyone smell a Dr. Inferno build coming on? And I didn't want to take them off the ones I already had, so I wanted 2 more, and they're just so hard to get, at least for any reasonable price. Some people are like trying to charge £5 for a tiny towel. You're like, forget that. So anyway, those weren't too bad, but harder, so I had to go further away. So very happy to get that. The other really vital bit was, yes, here. So what are these? These are 1x1 bricks, but they're printed. I've not seen these before in real life. Yep, they're printed with chocolate milk kind of printing on the sides. So these are just the same as the milk cartons, but obviously in a different colour and with a slightly different thing. And then we've got sort of chocolate bar at the top rather than the sort of glass of pouring milk. And these were only available in one set. The Quickie Mart Simpson set, 71016 from 2015. And I figured if I can't have Bantha milk in quantity, then getting chocolate milk cartons in quantity will be the next best thing. And I should have 8 of these. Yes, I do. And I'm going to use those in a fun build soon as well. So look out for that one. Yeah, they're very hard to get in any quantity at all because of their rarity, at least for any decent price that's reasonable. 4 of these big glass panels. I used all the ones that I had on expanding at Sweat, and I need these for my big new double modular that I'm already collecting a lot of the pieces for, and I've done all the ordering for, you'll be glad to hear. So we can actually start that series, I don't know, not too long, like maybe 2 or 3 weeks, I hope. That probably depends on how hot it gets in, in the Hood household. But anyway, right, let's continue with these wonderfully rare pieces. I was kind of limited in the size of this order because of the cost of it and the sort of disproportionate cost of the postage when it gets above a certain size. So I had to limit myself to very few, very rare pieces rather than trying to get fill my boots as I usually do with loads of other good stuff. So this torso is for the captain of the Arctic Icebreaker 60062 that was missing from the one that I bought secondhand on eBay a while back. It just seemed that the owner of that Arctic Icebreaker, if he wanted to keep one minifigure for prosperity, kept the best one and the rarest and most expensive one, or maybe he sold it separately. So I needed to kind of backfill that. So there is his torso. The other really rare bit on that set is the dark blue cap for that character. But since then, they've released the new express train, of course, and the driver has one. So, haha, I've now managed to get that as well, having 2 sets of that. Excellent. This is crossing so many things off my list. That's why I'm excited about it. So here is a shark. And this is the only shark, barring that black one that's very rare, that I don't have. Oh, and the new great white one, but I've kind of got the old one and the, what's it called, Sharkinator now, so I don't really need that. But this is the one from the hidden side with a kind of slimy eye. So I don't know if he's infected in my world or if he's just strange markings or something like that. Or maybe he's a ghost shark or something. But that is from the hidden side set 70433 JB Submarine from 2020, which arguably I should have bought when it was on discount because I've bought the character, what's he called, Geist or something like that. I bought the canopy that I just used on my undersea base, and now I've bought this, so maybe I should have just bought the whole thing in the first place. But yeah, it's a really nice shark, and the only normal shark in this sand blue colour. You get the hammerhead one, of course, but not one with that shaped head, so it's pretty good to get. So I've got 2 more of the Aqua Raiders logo. Am I getting that right? I think it is. Including from set 7775, Aquabase Invasion from 2007, which is another one of those non-watertight bases from Lego's past, but it is very cool with that giant squid in it that I've got and need to actually get built from all the pieces, actually. There's another thing I parted up from orders rather than buying it entirely whole. Then I've got some of these pieces in trans orange. I don't think it's trans neon orange, is it? They're kind of like meteorite pieces, I think of them, because they've got these little craters on, but they should be useful for plants under the sea. They've got, oh, they don't have an axle hole, actually. Do they have studs on the inside? Yeah, they do. So you'll be able to attach something on the inside there. So 4 of those. They're in 2 sets, including that Gungan Sub 1 9499 from 2012, which is the one with the crazy expensive Queen Amidala in it. Gosh, if you'd bought loads of those back in the day, you'd be very rich now. Then we've got some crabs in dark red, and I just can't help myself when I see these in dark red because they were only ever available in 1 set. So basically, well, why do I have to buy them? Why is it important? I don't really know, but it feels very important to me in my soul, so I buy them. But they're from the set 7984, Deep Sea Raider from 2011. Where they're on the pillar there on the top. So yeah, I just like to have diversity wherever I can. So the fact that I've got 2 different oranges of crab, different sort of purple crab and all sorts of other crabs already isn't enough when there's a dark red one available as well. So there we go. Oh, I'm just going to tear these. I can't reuse these tiny bags. Here is a great big shaggy mane of hair, but in white. And this was only used in the Ghostbusters HQ set, 75827, where it was kind of the alternate hair for one of the ghosts. So it was available here on its own. So I can have an old lady or just somebody who's dyed the hair white, kind of like Storm off X-Men or something. So that's a really nice piece to have. Oh, that's a lot smaller than I thought it would be. So this is a Bionicle head from the set 8926, Toa Undersea Attack from 2007, which looks pretty awesome. This is a Baraki Pridak pattern head, and I think he's in the cockpit of the big ship to the right of that picture, because we can't see him elsewhere, but he's got very interesting colouring, and I guess he's a minifigure scale, and I kind of expected it to be one of those heads that's about that big from one of these sort of brick-built things, but it's clearly a minifigure size one, so maybe that should be the head of an alien in my alien cantina. If it will fit on a neck, will it fit on a neck? Not really. So I might have to do a brick-built alien of some sort in there, because, well, I could use it under the sea, I suppose. Kind of thought it was going to be under the sea. Yeah, so ideas for that, please. It's a bit smaller than I thought. That set, by the way, looks absolutely amazing. I'd really like to get the big style head that's on the left of that picture. That looks very sort of scary deep sea, I must say. And then last little baggie here of some other wonderful goodies. We have got the white bandana. That is the last piece I need for piecing together the Pirate Cook that I've been collecting. It was from one of the old Brick Bounty sets, but yeah, I just try and build these very rare minifigures out of their constituent parts over many, many months, and it just makes them a lot cheaper and kind of fun to collect as well. And that's just a piece to finish off that character, who I just really like because he's just hilarious with that sort of dead fish tucked in his waistband. And then this is the Swamp Creature head or helmet or hat or whatever you want to think of it, but in dark green. And this one was part of that Scooby-Doo set, 75903, The Haunted Lighthouse from 2015, where it was the baddie Mr. Brown's, mask, I suppose, before he was foiled by those meddlesome kids. And I just thought I'd get one in a slightly different shade from all my other ones, and then maybe he'd be an older guy, or maybe he'd be the leader, or maybe it would be a female she leader, who knows. So that can be part of my undersea cabinet as well. Wow, so not the biggest haul in Bricktown. Oh, I haven't gone through these. He says, picking up a new bag. So these are just regular stem pieces, or at least the old style of regular stem pieces in this lavender colour. And obviously they're stackable and wonderful and very bright for use under the sea. And I've always sort of seen these in other people's under the sea stuff and thought, where on earth did you get those? I can't find them. They're very hard to get hold of because they're only in one set, being the 41068 Arundel Castle Celebration, where there was only 2 of them in the set for balloons, with a third sort of free one that you get with sort of smaller pieces in these sets. And I've bought 60, so 20 sets worth. So goodness knows how he got them, unless he did just buy 20 of that set. But they're quite hard to get hold of, as I say, and this will just be a really nice contrast under the sea, because anything you want to branch into 3 different directions, well, these are perfect. So I'm very, very happy to get all of my needs for those in one place rather than just sort of finding 2 here and 3 there. So that is really, really good. Wow, okay, so now I can say that we're done. I'm looking around left and right to see if I've left any bags out, and I haven't. So I can now say it isn't the biggest haul, but it is definitely all killer. We've got all the pieces I think I need for finishing off my express train modifications kind of series, and that will be a kind of overhaul of both the cab car and the locomotive itself. I've got, as usual, loads of stuff for the undersea, including some really rare stuff and quantity of some really glowy stuff. Lots of kissy faces. I've got sharks, cockpits, all sorts of other stuff really, and some really rare pieces like these crabs, logos, and some bits that I've been really seeking for a long time, like these 1x1 tiles, the chocolate milks, and my Captain Torso. So I'm really happy with both of those hauls from Bricklink. And then add to that the fantastic printed minifigures. You'll have to tell me in the comments if you printed these at home yourself or if these are kind of ones that you do on the programme in the Lego store. I really like the brick Nottingham back print there. Just as I say, not too fond of my figure there. I'll try not to be offended. But yeah, looking really good. So a fantastic haul all round. Thank you so much for that package. Well, that's another fantastic haul, I think you'll agree, and a very special thanks again to Rue and Luna for their package. I'm very much looking forward to showing Mrs. Hood her sig fig with that printed brick and the wonderful back print Mrs. the Best Hood. I'm sure she'll agree with that a great deal and find that very funny. I can also tell her that I've got all these wonderful pieces for the undersea and that I've got chocolate milk and that I've got crabs, and I'm sure she'll be very happy to hear all of that. So, as always, thank you very much for watching. It is appreciated. Do remember to like, comment and subscribe for more awesome LEGO videos. And if you value this channel, there are many ways in which you can support it. Do check out the links in the description below. And next time on Robin Hood Bricks, I'll be doing, well, maybe that express train build using a lot of these new pieces. And if not, I'll be doing that on Monday with the other slot being filled with some other mock or other up my sleeve. And then next week, we'll be doing another brick haul. And if you want to send in a package for that, then you can, just like Rue and Luna did, to the usual address. So until all of that, see you! Nice.